Let's communicate interplanetary hyperspace. Open up your mind. You will answer questions anytime.
This is the voice of Q.
Which is all about the governments, the elite of the world, the mega super rich of the world, who knew ahead of time that there was an apocalyptic event, cyclical, that's on the way that would destroy the world. So they made preparations. A part of these preparations, when they knew they were getting close, because they were watching the omens, what did they do? They shut down the museums, like the major museums. They shut them down, and they took all of like the Mona Lisas and the Rembrandts and the Picassos and like the stuff they wanted to save so that they could take it with them into these huge arcs that they had made to survive the apocalypse. And then they replaced it when they opened up and reopened these museums with fakes. Like, it's not too much of a leap, right? If it's true that the apocalypse is imminent and is on the way, now it makes sense that, you know, we've got this cover story that some random jewel thieves just walked on in, grabbed some $1 million jewels and just walked on out. But that's their story.
You can feel the ground shaking.
Do something about these missing children grabbed by the perverts. Too many incidents, fast trial, death penalty. Should be public execution for all to see. You will end this bullshit fast.
Sacrifice. Not where we operate.
Reality is, in Malibu alone, is goddamn Satan worshippers kill 6 or 8 people every day. They'll take people right off the street if they have to. All they want is the blood.
They pull the little girl, take her out in the parking lot. All these people standing around. Suck the blood out. Nobody does a goddamn thing.
They just ran back out into Death Valley, same place where Manson turned up.
This film is called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and it came out in 1998. And these guys are describing what goes on in California or Hollywood. Some will argue that it's just scripted in to give it a dark, edgy theme. But how many times, how many movies do we see them do these things and leave these little Easter eggs, if you want to call it that? That's when you start to piece together that this is something much more deliberate. Now, I know why it is, and I know why they do it. The question is, do you?
Blåster vid Roma vindar sing jag att jorden talar drömmar goda i skugga Saivar sig förforna minning vad land bider oss handan marar Knörin gänger gegnum kallvägar skidek vad falla skildir blikna Vjörðurinn þegir fuglar þýt jag vatn gráta við ósigulda stefni Vinland, Vinland, vit och frjótt Vindber blomstrat vid vinda stora Vinland, Vinland, vikingur leitar Hjarta kallar heimur ver fundum Þokan rísur yfir þungulstrundu Sól sekur lagt sór í hafmál Kaldir straumar kveða Hljóðlaust hrafnar vaka í hljóðin nótt Þar land, þar logar draumur Þar eldar vaknar í oss sjálfum Þar mold, þar móðir alls Þar rís trúr, tré og sál Leifur hvað orð líðir hlýtt og góður Guð ver gróður víða Hér ver byggjum hell og heimur Hér ver drekkum ég til söng Vinland, Vinland, vít og frjótt Vindber blómstrat við vinda stóra Vinland, Vinland, vikingur leitar Hjarta kallar heimur ver fundum Vestan kallvegar vindur oss leiti Þar sem draumar dvelja við jörð Vinland kallar vít og eilíft Saga lifir í sævardýpi Sævardýpi
Safe to say that there's some incredible power up there that wanted me to be involved in saving, and maybe it's more than saving the
A
nation.
place that is literally so important for national security. When you come to Russia, when you come to China, a lot of Chinese boats, a lot of Russian, ships, military ships. It's in a location that is very important for our national security and also for the international security of the world, literally. It's a very big piece of land. It's really cold, got a lot of ice on it. So it's not like we're going to build a nice real estate development or anything.
No golf course on Greenland?
Well, I don't see a golf course. You'd have to wear a lot of very heavy clothing. We're not going to set any records with golf, but I will tell you that it's very important to the United States. And as an example, we're building the Golden Dome, which we're going to have a dome over the country. If somebody wants to shoot missiles, it'll knock them out of the air like matchsticks. It'll go very nicely. It's amazing. You know, Ronald Reagan wanted this many, many years ago. He was ahead of his time. But the problem is you didn't have equipment that worked. Today, the equipment is unbelievable. You've seen it. I mean, we can knock a missile coming at thousands of miles an hour. It's like, and you get literally 100% of them. The technology is so good. So we're building a Golden Dome, and having Greenland makes it a much more effective Golden Dome.
So you're saying Greenland is essential for the security of the United States in the free Western world for
Correct.
the sake of missile defense.
That is correct.
And that's why we need Greenland.
That is correct. And even beyond missile defense, but it is so important for the Golden Dome. It's so important for just national and actually international security.
A couple of you, okay. Well, for those of you that don't know, there is a spacecraft that has melted out of the ice in Greenland. As you know, the North Pole has melted completely. You can go from London to Moscow or to Russia by going over the North Pole now. All the ice cap is gone. The last place that has ice on it was Greenland. Greenland had a 18,000-foot ice cap on it. Well, the spacecraft that is anchored in the center of Greenland created the last ice age 50,000 years ago. It's a weather machine. It's 55 miles wide, 300 miles long, and 2 miles high. The people that lived in it were called the Mois. If you draw a straight line from the spacecraft to the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C., through the Yucatan Peninsula Great Pyramid at Mitsubishi, it ends up on Easter Island where the Mois have been dug out of this dirt. The heads on Easter Island, well, 2 years ago they finally went ahead and they excavated, and they're all 65 to 85-foot people, full-body carvings. And these were the people that lived in the spacecraft that was uncovered that's melting out of the ice in Greenland. So when you think we've been alone, these people have been up there for 50,000 years. The spacecraft is still active after 50,000 years. It has a 200-mile dampening field where no electrons can flow into it. In 1947, a B-52 bomber flew into that pattern, into the dampening field, when trying to fly between Maine and London. As a result of that, they lost power and crashed in Greenland. As they sent in rescue B-52 bombers to rescue them, they hit that same dampening field, but they veered off. They just ricocheted off of it. By testing, trying to get to these guys, they were able to bring a circumference and find out that there was an object 200 miles to the center of this field. On the southwest corner of Greenland, there is a small community. It's the only community on the island of Greenland. That community is a military post, CIA, that uses a compressed air generator to operate diesel engines to run a Caterpillar to run back and forth to 200 miles from the base to the object in Greenland. A lot of our technology comes from the reverse engineering out of the spacecraft. It is still functional and is still in operation. So it's pretty important what this thing is. All the nations worldwide are up there with the United Nations.